The world is changing rapidly, and the field of education is experiencing these changes. The growth in use of multimedia within the education sector has accelerated in recent years. The multimedia, information communication, and technology made the greatest impact in education, challenging existing curriculum, allowing immediate enhancement and encouraging further curriculum development. Information and communication technology skills proficiency is not an end in itself, but lays a foundation for lifelong learning. These skills become building blocks with which to meet the challenge of personal and professional life, especially in 21st century. To become technologically proficient, the student must develop the skills over time through integrated activities in all content areas of primary through higher education, rather than through one specific course or specific discipline. This program will show the integration of ICT into the classroom, especially the basic education primary and secondary school. Basic education primary and secondary school are the first stage of compulsory education in most countries. The major goals of primary and secondary educations are achieving basic literacy and numeracy amongst all pupils, as well as establishing foundations in science, geography, physiology, history, and other social sciences. Globally, around 89% of primary-age children are enrolled in primary education, and this proportion is rising. In Indian primary education system, students learn from grade 1 to 6. 6 years in primary school could affect on capability and skills for the rest of their life. Then, introducing ICT to primary classroom is the best way to prepare students to be ICT literate people. The most important thing to incorporate ICT into classroom is on school visions and missions.
Students have a graded curriculum from class 1 to 10 to train them into different aspects of computer education and computer learning. Teachers definitely need to have technology literacy because the world today is very competitive and it's a global village. The students are not staying in one country, they are moving all around the world for job, for training, as well as for all kind of learning. So the teachers need to have knowledge of ICT. On every floor we have given computers where teachers can do whenever they want, they can do their lesson plans, they can enter into student records, and they are very comfortable in our school with all kind of computer operations.
The use of modern information and communication technology can enhance the effectiveness of teaching, help the students construct the knowledge based on individual difference. The world has changed dramatically. We cannot use the same technology teaching and learning of yesterday with the new generation in today. Education must concern what students expect. Summary of research says, New interactive technologies make it easier to create environments in which students can learn by doing. The notions of students are the center of learning spread widely throughout the world. According to the new philosophy of learning theory, India, Thailand, Sudan, Myanmar, and Afghanistan have the same situations to reform of learning methods which students actively participate into hands-on and mind-on activity.
Computer connections with internet can help us to learn extra information about the topic which the teacher is teaching. Suppose if I don't know something which she has taught, so I can go to the internet and find some information about it, and extra information if I would like, if it is something important.
Basically, what I want to tell is like technology which is useful in the class. Technology is very useful in the class because we use projectors and all. Students who do not use technology are not able to understand the basics properly. As like for example, the teacher teaches about the working principle of a cycle, and she draws the picture on the board, but the student is not able to understand. But suppose she uses technology and she shows a video of it, the child comes to know more about it.
New way of teaching and learning not only needed in India, but also in Sudan, Thailand, Afghanistan, and Myanmar. These countries have the policy that to promote, develop, and support the use of technologies in education. Teaching and learning with ICT in basic education don't need to be sophisticated. The heart of using ICT is to stimulate young people to engage in this activity. Teachers has to keep in mind that ICT will never in place of teachers. Teachers still play an important role as a student's facilitator.
As far as ICT is concerned, I feel this generation needs to be having more of knowledge of ICT, because the students are supposed to be prepared for multitasking. They should be multifaceted, and they should be able to meet the global requirements. And now that there's a lot of knowledge explosion and students are moving much ahead with the explosion of knowledge, it's very important that the teachers also be in tune with it, and they also get all the knowledge to be abreast with the students.
The learning ability of students depends on age, which includes development, maturity, and readiness. The teacher must take into account of this fact before bringing any ICT into classroom. In the middle grades, students begin to explore the complex influence of technology on human values, the growth of knowledge and behavior.
I believe that my dream classroom should not have any limits or any boundaries, and they can be as much of expression of thoughts as we want to have, a lot of interaction, a lot of group discussions. Maybe we should not stay limited to what our books say or what a particular portion says. We can get in things which are related to the subject for better understanding of the subject. I would also like a lot of activities to be introduced to make the learning process much easier. To understand a particular subject, there can be a lot of activities performed so that we understand the concept and then can reciprocate it in our examination or any other test kind of a thing.
I believe the classes which have IC technology in them are more interesting than the regular classes. Like in our school, we have projectors through which which makes our studies easier, and it makes us interactive with the teachers. Through the ICT like projectors, we are able to understand the concept better and able to interact with the teachers. So I think that ICT is a very important resource that will help us in the education.
Students examine multidisciplinary ideas and technology that have surprised people and even challenged their talents, as in the case of discoveries about our world and their technological applications. As they move from the middle grades to high school, students continue to think analytically about the consequences of learning and how we can manage technology to increase benefits to their learning methods. Students gain the knowledge to analyze issues such as the protection of privacy in the age of the internet, electronic surveillance, the opportunities and challenges of being in 21st century, and technologies with implications for beliefs, longevity, and the quality of life in the environment.
21st century classrooms, I'm sure it's all going to be more of virtual classrooms where we are finding a lot of difficulty in finding teachers of that particular caliber, and since students are more comfortable with technology, they want all technology inside their classrooms also. So I think we'll have to keep pace with that.
Information communication technology in basic education prepared students in two ways. First, ICT and specialized discipline which benefit for their future career as doctor, engineer, and teacher. The second way, ICT that makes students become the technology literate person who understand how basic technologies such as telephones, ships, automobiles, and airplanes have evolved and how we have employed technology, dams, and irrigations to modify our physical environment and contribute to change in global health and economics.